Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. You see, I want to dwell on a topic which is slightly different. Actually, the topic is not different. The way I want to kind of present it to you is going to be different. I want to talk to you about two individuals. One is Donald Trump, President of the United States, and of course, second is our good Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. Let's get right into the show and talk about it. You see, whenever one talks about geopolitics, whenever one gets into a discussion with somebody else on geopolitics, one is very wary is because a lot of us, we think that, listen, geopolitics both complicated, Baba, very complicated. Very complicated. And if somebody tries to explain geopolitics in a very simple format, a lot of experts or a lot of intellectuals would say that, Arey, you are simplifying things. So it is kind of fashionable to make geopolitics very complicated. You see, to some extent, geopolitics is complicated. One doesn't deny that. But recently, if you see, a lot of things that are happening, especially happening between India and United States of America, the Indo-US relationship, I think it's one of the most simplified geopolitics that's happening around us. Simplified, absolutely simplified, because it's all about two characters and how two characters react to different situations. That creates new situation and then they react to those new situations. So it's basically to understand Indo-US relationship today, one needs to deep dive into the characteristics first of Mr. Donald Trump and then Narendra Modi. You see, you understand the way Donald Trump thinks, you will understand Indo-American relationship. Possibly, you will understand US relationship with any other country. You will easily understand. Because end of the day, it is no policies, no strategies, no team, no think tank that is crafting these relationship and policies and bilateral trade and bilateral understanding between US and others. It is purely one man's whims and fancies, and that is Trump's. So my point is, if you understand Trump's whims and fancies, you will understand America and you will understand geopolitics, at least from an American perspective. Also, when it comes to India. This is the point I was trying to make. Let me try and explain this to you in a little more detailed fashion. You see, in my lifetime, and I'm sure most of us, will agree to me, is one has never seen a president, that too of the United States of America. Why do I say United States of America? Because the president of United States of America is possibly one of the most powerful men in the world. One has never seen a president going around saying that, you please nominate me for a Nobel Prize, or I did so much, I am not getting Nobel Prize. Oh, I am doing so much, nobody is writing about me. Oh, I am doing so much, nobody is talking about me or recommending me to get Nobel Prize. You should be writing about me getting Nobel Prize, and so on and so forth. Have you ever seen a sitting American president say this? The most powerful man in the world running after one award? Is that normal?
Well, they should give me the Nobel Prize for Rwanda at, if you look, the Congo, or you could say Serbia, Kosovo, you could say a lot of them. You could say, the big one is India, at Pakistan, you could...
Think about it. Is that normal? I too thought it wasn't. That made me actually interested in actually studying this man's behavioral pattern. How he behaves. And normally, how he reacts to a given situation. And interestingly, once you dwell into that, it'll be fun. It'll actually be fun. You should try this. Once you dwell into that, you're quite in a position to predict what he is going to do, what action will he take, or what he is going to react and how he is going to react, and so on and so forth. It's actually very interesting. Now, for instance, let's talk about his Nobel Prize. You see, when I was trying to kind of research about a person's such a huge desire to win a Nobel Prize or to win an award, okay, that to a person sitting in possibly one of the most powerful seat in the world, that is the President of the United States, I was wondering what is that is driving him for this Nobel Prize and going and literally begging for somebody to nominate him for Nobel Prize and get him a Nobel Prize. And then I came across something called as NPD, Narcissistic Personality Disorder. You see, narcissistic personality disorder says that a strong need for recognition, people who have got narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, has a strong need for recognition, admiration, and status symbol like awards. You see, in NPD, self-worth depends heavily on external validation. I am only worth if everybody says, "Tum Bhagwan hai, tum non-biological hai, you are great, you are that, you are this." That is what validates me. That is what validates a person who suffers from NPD. So now I thought that's exactly what's happening with Mr. Donald Trump. His excessive desire or his extraordinary desire to win a Nobel Prize puts him into this category, doesn't it? The category of NPD. So now, from here on, let's take things further. You see, Donald Trump heads a country, one of the most powerful, the richest country in the world. The country he heads can define, make, break a lot of other countries' economy. It can make, break a lot of people's employment, opportunities, dreams, desires, etc. This country is a very powerful country, like I said. Now, the ruler of this particular country, look at the way he changes his decisions and his moods. His mood swings and his decisions and his opinion about the way things are around him changes drastically. For instance, on 31st of July, this is about Modi, his relationship with Modi. Then we will talk about Modi too, his relationship with Modi. 31st of July, 2025, 40 days before, he says, "I don't care what India does with Russia. They can have their dead economies down together. For all I care, we have done very little business with India. Their tariffs are so high, among the highest in the world. Likewise, Russia and United States do almost no business together. Let's keep it that way." And tell Medvedev and failed former president of Russia, who thinks he is still president, to watch his words. He is entering very dangerous territory. He threatened Russia, said Indian economy is dead and all that. Kya? Kuch nahi. He acted. He reacted to a situation where somebody said something to him and, he said, "Kya Russia, kya India, chale, kuch nahi hota." Because he thought, end of the day, he believed that all these countries will come running to him. All these countries will come running to him and will fall at his feet. This was what is happening in his mind. Whether that would have happened or not is a different issue. But in his mind, he thought that's the way it is. Because he is the supreme God. He is the supreme power. He is the supreme being that's governing the entire world. This was what his mind was. In 40 days, he realized that, listen, you know what? He is actually creating another force which possibly could be more powerful than what he is or his country is. He is actually pushing India towards Russia and China. And Russia, China, India coming together, which could actually be responsible for changing the world order. He changed. He changed and he was very vociferous. The next comment he has is, "I am pleased to announce that India and United States of America are continuing negotiation to address trade barriers." Exactly 40 days. Address the trade barriers between our two nations. I look forward to speaking with my good friend, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in the upcoming weeks. I feel certain that there will be no difficulty in coming to a successful conclusion to both our great countries. or great countries. So a man who abused to call India a dead economy, all of a sudden, our man said that, no, our best friend, we are coming together, we are negotiating again. 360-degree change. Look at the state of his mind. Look at the state of his mind. Now, this was Donald Trump. Now, let's talk a little about Mr. Narendra Modi. Now, we've defined Trump's character to a large extent. We have defined. Now, let us look at Narendra Modi's character. Trump and Narendra Modi grew close to each other because, to a major extent, their characters matched. Like Trump, even Narendra Modi enjoyed the spotlight. He loved the spotlight. He was actually living his Hollywood dream, which possibly he always wanted to. That larger than life, that non-biological life that he spoke about, he was actually living it with Trump. Huge, grandiose events and people and stage and large stage and technology. My God, this is something that Modi was actually seeing for the first time in the United States. So he actually enjoyed this relationship, and in Modi's mind, this relationship was forever. Best friends forever. He actually believed in that. I don't think Modi ever thought that Trump was as inconsistent as he is. I don't think he ever thought of that. He thought he was genuinely the best friend. Like he used to speak. A few wrong decisions by Modi. Not meeting Trump when he was contesting for the second time. Not meeting him, meeting Kamala Harris and all of that. Mistakes that he did, diplomatic mistakes that he did, which were mistakes. Boom! Everything went kaput. Trump, in some form, said, why should I give prominence to Modi? Why should I give spotlight to Modi in my country? And at a drop of a hat, relationship just went kaput. My friend Donald Trump and my friend Modi and all just changed overnight.
My friend, India's friend, the President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald Trump. The words of candidate Trump. अब की बार Trump सरकार.
All of a sudden, Narendra Modi, who till yesterday had a friend on the other line when he was calling Trump, had an adversary. Had a person who Narendra Modi was not very sure as to how he will react. So this Narendra Modi, who I don't need any financial advice, I don't need any diplomacy advice, I don't need any foreign external relationship advice, I am me and everything is what I do. This Mr. Narendra Modi had to change his mind and he said, Baba, I can't handle this man. And he came back and he kind of cooled down. He stopped hugging and holding hands and running around. All that came down. He realized ऐसा नहीं होता है. He realized that. Narendra Modi also, after the 2024 almost debacle, where he like I said yesterday, he couldn't do the numbers he was used to, and now Trump, he realized, Baba, the world doesn't work the way he conceives it to be. He started reviewing things. Narendra Modi started reviewing things. He reviewed GST. Got GST 2.0. Now he is reviewing every other schemes that he had launched. I think this entire incident also taught him that, listen, you know what? Everything is not what I think. There are a lot more that I may not know. So this is what Narendra Modi's stance is. Now, look at these two characters and now see where this relationship is going to go. We always told you that end of the day, US-India relationship has to mend. We said this 6 months back, and I'm sure a lot of people said this has to. A lot of people said it won't, but yeah, a lot of people said it would. And we were one of them. We said it will. But I don't think the relationship of Narendra Modi and Trump will ever be back the way it was. My friend That will not happen. This what you saw will not happen. ये सब नहीं होगा. Now, I think at least Mr. Narendra Modi realized that, ये हाथ पकड़ के घूमना ये सब, these are not things that actually makes relationship. And Narendra Modi-Trump relationship has no value. India and United States relationship is what is valuable. That is what stands the test of time. Not a relationship between two individuals. It can just vanish away with an incident. Today, you have a Trump who is changing his color every kind of 15 minutes. And you have a Modi who is now not doubly, but maybe infinitely cautious to even utter a word, especially when it comes to Trump. So this is the relationship at the moment. Now, from here, where it goes, that's something that you should start guessing. And I'm sure a lot of your guess, if you keep this core characteristics of these two gentlemen in mind, your guesses will start coming true. You may actually be able to predict their next steps. You may actually be able to predict their reactions to particular situations. Try this out. It's fun. Till I see you next time. That's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.